question to get to the win total that you had and the 4 seed and home court in round 1 despite all the injuries and all the guys that have been missing. What do you think was the key to that for this team?
I think it was a chemistry. I think I talk about a lot about chemistry. How important, especially in the basketball. It's team sports. We all know we all need each other. I think get through this season, especially 82 games, really long. A lot of things happening, injury, different lineups, trade, everything. So I think that this year we had a good chemistry. Fight through 82 games, and that's why we got this seed. So yeah, I think. And
then more short term, what did you find these last 3 games, and kind of especially since Marcus got back with him, with Luke Kennard, with LeBron, back in control, and you, how does that group? Have you found a way as you head to the Houston Rockets series?
Yeah, and especially Luka and AR's out. It's a it's a different game a little bit. But I think we kind of understand our roles in each individual. We have the different things they need to do, but I think at the end of the day we know what our goal is, and I think we fight through these past 3-4 games, and we got what we wanted. So yeah, we got to keep rolling.
Rui, I think it was last game where JJ was kind of praising the overall physicality with the defense. Now that Marcus is back, just how much more does he add to that, and how important is that, especially moving into the playoffs?
Yeah, I know the playoff is the totally different game. Every year I learn that literally the first game of the playoff is the next day is like literally sore, because how physical we get. And I think especially we play Houston, right? So the Houston's very physical team, very athletic team. So we gotta be ready for that. But I think Marcus back is he helps, and yeah, we're gonna be ready for it by then.
Rui, JJ has mentioned a few times that he felt like last year he did not do the best in terms of preparing you guys just for the physicality of that series against Minnesota. I guess what needs to happen this upcoming week so you guys are more prepared or are ready for, you mentioned it yourself, the physicality that Houston's going to bring in the series?
I think, especially like it was a long season, so we kind of, we need to rest a couple of days, I feel like. With the practice, I don't know how we practice him, but I think we have to do the things that they do actually. The Houston's like there's a of course KD and the other guys being physical. They're all going to offense rebounds. So we gotta practice those boxes now. As a team, we have to 5 guys gotta get on the defense rebound. So yeah, I think we can do a lot of things. But I think and tomorrow we get off, and yeah, we gotta rest our body first.
Robert?
Yes, sir.
Are you breaking down Rui?
Yes, I'm going to show you what RH does. The RH factor is real, and it's going to have to be really real when the playoffs start off.
Flames for games.
If he can do certain things like we showed tonight, or what he showed tonight, it's going to be important. Because look at this pick and roll, a little post up. Now he got a shorter guy on him, and we know how athletic he is. But here, he's seeing the situation. What can he do? Can he score or pass it? And this is one thing I'm impressed. He's a willing passer, even though he gets off his feet, and he shouldn't have. But look, he goes to his favorite spot, pump fake, relocate, go to the hole, little razzle dazzle right there for the layup. And that's one of the things that we don't really see much out of Rui this year, because he's more of a spot-up shooter. That's why he's going to lead the top 5 in three-point percentage. Now the defense, look at the defense not even paying Rui any attention. But back up, get to your sweet spot, get your hands ready, catch. And the thing about Rui, when he shoots his 3, he's not in a rush. That's probably why he's been shooting so well, because he gets his feet set and does what he needs. Now, this is a great little flare screen right here. Oh, that's Max. I thought it was Timmy for a second. Nice little pick there by Max to get him open. Now, you saw his form. It's so smooth, and it's exact. And I talk about it all the time when you shoot threes. Your form has to be the same. Now you get the defensive class. Look. Get open. Another great screen by Max. Look at his form. It's the exact same. It's almost like deja vu when you see it. And that's why he's been shooting the ball so well this season from 3, because when he shoots it, everything is the same. And that's what you got to be. Consistency. Consistent in shooting, consistent in everything you do.
Big game. I'll jump in there.
Great breakdown, Rob. And, it also has to do with the ball movement as well. They had a good game tonight. I think they had over 37 or 6 or something like that tonight. So when the ball is moving, which is something we talked about earlier, you know, when Luka has the ball, he holds it a little bit longer. Same with Austin. That's great when they're on the court, but without them on the court, if it's moving, I think that's where everybody gets to be involved, not just 2-3 players, all 5 on the floor.
And by the way, the rebounding, and Rui talked about this. This is something we've been talking about since Rui has been here. He's capable, Rob, of having these double-digit rebound games like he had tonight. And he even mentioned that that's a strength of the Rockets.
He has to be that. He has to put in his mindset.
On set for a showdown in the first round. 26 points a game for KD, 21 for LeBron. You see the stats right there. 2 of the all-time greats squaring off. Marcus Smart with Allie Clifton, the media.
Marcus, when you think of the regular season, first and foremost, how would you just quantify it for this team?
I'll probably have to say, oh, shit, excuse me, just how it's supposed to be. I'm a big believer in, you know, things happen for a reason, and we're in the place at the very moment we're supposed to be because that's where we're supposed to be. So we can't control certain things, and that's part of life. That's part of, you know, the game we play and anything that you do. So I think to describe the regular season, I say it's right where we're supposed to be.
Marcus, are you a believer throughout your career in home court being an advantage in the postseason?
To a certain extent. You know, you still got to go out there and play, but it does help.
Marcus, JJ was talking about the next week, the emphasis is going to be health and spirit. Where would you say the team spirit is right now after everything you guys have been through? And yeah,
a little bit over half, if we had to put a number on it. Just for the simple fact, you know, we lost 2 of our brothers, right? And, you know, we've been going to war with those guys, battling the ups and the downs with them. So, you know, it does bring you down. But we understand that opportunity is at play for everybody else to step up. And that is raising our spirits and also our confidence.
What does this mean for you to be back in the playoffs?
It means everything. It has been a minute, but for me, this is where things tend to start going up for me, and my play starts to turn up. So I'm very excited to be back in the playoffs. I'm very excited to be on this team and help them, you know, do what we can and win some games and go as far as we can go. We don't know how far that is, but we're going to go out there and fight till we can't fight no more, and that's what I'm very excited about.
Marcus, what are the top line items you guys have to be cognizant of playing the Houston Rockets?
Say that again, I'm sorry.
What are the top line items you got to kind of prep for playing the Rockets?
KD and Sagoon, we know that for sure. You know, those are the 2 headed the snake. And then obviously we're making sure, you know, we can keep those guys under control. Can't let those other players get off as well. You know, we got to be able to maintain them as well. But focus is those 2 guys and, you know, just going out there and making it as tough as possible.
All right, still to come on Access. Bronny James reached double digits, scoring 11 points against the Jazz, the 25-20.